It felt to me like it felt the peak of the party.
Because I didn't understand they're shooting at us.
Don't cry, you can't cry. You need to be strong right now. I told her, Eden, you need to pretend dead.
Some people were kidnapped into the Gaza Strip while they're in a trip.
But do you mind just looking at this camera to do it? That's the only
Straight to the camera?
Yeah, that's the only bit you'll have to do, and then you'll just look at me for the rest of the time. But whenever you're ready.
Now?
Yeah.
I'm Raz Gaster.
My name is Maya Roshalmi.
His name is Rocky Tilbor.
I'm Aviatar.
This time I said I will come to party.
My name is Shani Roshalmi.
No, you finish your cigarette, and then we'll start.
So we are three sisters. I'm the oldest. Shani is the responsible one, the one who is the only in charge. Eden is extremely the opposite. We're completely different people. I'm both. I think I am responsible a little bit, and I love to party like Eden.
Is the freedom to be whoever you want to be.
Just to see people dance from something you're playing, for me it's like one of the best experiences in life.
So at about 6:30, the sun was rising. It would have been beautiful. And people were raving here, and that's when the rocket started from Gaza, which is just that way, and Hamas militants started coming in by land, started flying in. And that's when we know people all did very different things.
I look at the sky and I saw 4 lines of smoke. It's rockets.
I was on the floor and I remember that the whole crowd just saw the missiles exploding in the sky.
I don't know why, I felt different.
It looked like fireworks.
In the south, it's very common to see missiles and interceptions.
I took my girlfriend's hand, stand up, let's go, we're going to the car.
At these moments, you know, you don't see rockets falling in the party. There was no explosions in the party.
So I didn't think much of it, and we kept dancing.
Like, it didn't scare me so much, but very, very soon after the missiles showed up, the policemen stopped the music.
And Eden called us, and she told us that they need to finish the party and go home.
They told us to leave, and the party was stopped.
So we told her, okay, we wait for you.
I went only because the policeman told us to leave.
I mean, we can't 100% say, but it kind of feels like where people were dancing here, where the stage was. You can see plastic cups broken up, cigarette packets of what people have left. I know with hindsight, and I'm a complete outsider, but coming here, getting through security, hearing the shelling, it feels dangerous, and it does feel pretty mental to me that Gaza's 5 kilometers that way, and that there were people dancing and partying here.
Yeah, I played in shit places, in places that who gave the permission to play there? Why? What's the problem with us? We're outcasts. Go to the side.
You were forced to kind of play in the more like unsafe areas.
I'm sure, sadly, I'm sure. Nobody wanted to make the event there. I think it was like an option. For the 4 options they had, that was the best. Yeah, it's sad to say, it's not the Nova fault for sure.
I am literally in the future. Hold on.
Trance festival is as far as it can get from a terrorist attack because people are celebrating freedom and love.
So in these events, same like every other musical event, people are coming and taking psychedelic drugs.
And also there is this situation of like people under the influence of psychedelics.
I took half a pill and I plan to take the other half few hours later.
I took acid, LSD.
I thought it was like at 4 or 5 a.m.
Took like a quarter of a tab. And it was a very smart decision because I was conflicted. Maybe I would take a half, maybe I would take a quarter. And I said, let's start with a quarter. We have a long day.
I had fun, and I think it started to kick in at the peak, like at the sunrise.
Because I think it speaks very good with psychedelic music.
It felt to me that it felt the peak of the party. The sunrise was beautiful. The music was great.
And I felt safe and I felt secure. I came to have a good time.
A lot of people, a lot of beautiful people.
I would say that this experience is so horrible that whether you were on psychedelics or not, and many people were not on psychedelics, it's a traumatic experience.
In 1 minute, in few minutes from complete joy with your friends and suddenly to go 360 into a nightmare.
Some people were kidnapped into the Gaza Strip while they're in a trip. It's ungraspable.
And after sitting in the parking lot, we started to hear gunfires.
One of the most beautiful sunrises that I've ever seen. You know, we're kind of bummer. I can't believe the party is ended.
Random girl showed up, told us that terrorists invades Israel and we should leave now.
Okay, so I was at my boyfriend's house, and then there were alarms in Tel Aviv.
And then there was started to spread a rumor that there was an infiltration to the grounds. So we realized we need to pack our stuff and go to the car, and then everything started to unfold.
At this point, we started to take it seriously, and we got on the cars and tried to leave.
I was jumping from my bed, from my mom screaming. I got a phone call from Shani, my sister, my older sister, and when I answered it, it was my mom's voice, and she screamed to me, Ma, you need to come home, you need to come back home. Eden is in the middle of a terror attack.
We went outside of the venue. I'm already on the main road. Then I heard an alarm. We stopped at a shelter. And then, I think 100 meters from us was a few guys in black shooting on the road.
So we know Hamas came in and they gunned down people, they were chasing people.
When we started to run, it made everything looks beautiful, which made everything nicer.
I made a U-turn because I didn't understand they're shooting at us.
My mom couldn't stop screaming, so I took her phone because I knew that we can't scream to Eden at the phone. Eden started to cry. Shani said, Eden, don't cry, you can't cry, you need to be strong right now.
There was a part of the running away that I felt like my legs were burning. And I felt that if I was going to stop walking, I won't be able to start walking again.
The next shelter I stopped, I wanted to go in, but I couldn't. A girl was lying on the floor with a bullet in the back. You see the dot. You see the red dot, the blood.
I told her that she needs to hide. So she hid first in the car, along with her two of her girlfriend's bodies. They were shot. I told her, Eden, you need to pretend dead.
I have injured knee even before the war, which makes me not able to run so long. And on that day, I didn't feel the pain. I felt no pain. I just made a run, and I made intense run, like almost 20 kilometers of run.
Every time that I had like a bad trip, I really felt like my head is going through mantras. It will be fine, it will be fine. So this is also like a method that really helped me, how the acid helped me, survive.
I do not know how many out of the 2,000 people that approached us were under the influence of psychedelics, but I can estimate that it's hundreds of people.
The next one that got inside this shelter was a soldier with a gun wound in his shoulder, big one. The shoulder is open.
So Eden told me that she was afraid and she thinks she's going to die. And she asked me to tell my mom she loves her and she loves all of us. I told her we love you too.
I heard him on the phone explaining to his colleagues what's going on. And I heard him, it's a terror attack. They came from here, from there. And I'm like, okay.
When you're dancing on acid, you can dance for 12 hours straight. So if I was running to save my life, then I can keep doing that.
During this time, I didn't even say a word to Eden. Because
She didn't know you there?
I'm very sensitive to Eden and I'm not strong as Shani's soul. At that point, I couldn't believe that I hear the gunshot in the phone and my sister over there. And I feel like I'm going to pass out.
A girl from this side is screaming, and girl on the other side is crying. One guy is sitting there crying with his girlfriend. And
I really thought that I was going to to flip out or to lose it, or, it's a terror attack. It's not like someone hit my car, it's a fucking terror attack. And you can very quickly and very understandably lose your shit.
A lot of the time we didn't talk because she needed to be quiet. And it felt like three of us holding hands. I have even a picture of us holding hands because of this moment.
And one guy started to put books in his clothes. Okay, what are they doing? It's like a shelter. If they shoot me, it will be stuck in the book. What makes you take to it?
She tells me, Shani, they caught me, in Hebrew of course, and then you can hear the Arabic guy told her, Ta'al. Ta'al in Arabic, it's like, come on, come over. And then Eden ask him in Hebrew, Ma? Ma, it's what? In very panic, you can hear the panic in her voice, and then they hang out the phone.
They took people hostage from here, put them on the back of bikes and they put them in cars and they took them back to Gaza.
And all the time we hear the gunshots and we think to ourselves, maybe the army arrived. Maybe they're fighting each other, but no, it was the terrorist.
People were left here to basically fend off for themselves.
Oh my God.
And I think there will be a time that will come where it took the IDF so long to turn up and protect them that people will want to understand what went wrong, and families who have lost loved ones and people whose family have been taken hostage. And even people that are alive today will want to know why that happened. Have you seen any IDF soldiers? Have you had any kind of...
None of them, no.
I know the power of the army. I know that the IDF is scattered all around, and I was just waiting for the moment that I would see, I don't know, a helicopter, a tank.
We see that the police still not come, and Eden begging us to call the police again and again, and we do, but they don't come.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what they heard. I don't know what they knew. I don't know what they saw. We felt deserted.
I remember running into one policeman, but he just told us to run away. He didn't know what to tell us himself.
As an Israeli, you grow up knowing that the IDF is strong and is the strongest, and it will protect you anytime.
It made me question the trust that I have in my own country, military, I don't know.
It took my ability to feel safe.
And I guess we're not rolling now, but I can. We're rolling.
Just on these two rooms.
Okay.
These are.
So, Bella. We are with Israelis hand in hand. They're our brothers, they're our sisters, they're our friends and our family. I can't speak on behalf of anybody other than myself right now and say I know the pain. I've looked into their eyes. I've cried with them. I've know people that were there.
Only after the events that happened there in October 7th, I knew what happened to the army. Like, they wasn't prepared for this.
Why were they?
They were fighting to save themselves.
I think being here and knowing that I've been at festivals over the summer with my friends, been doing the exact same things that everyone was doing here, it's like near to impossible to understand how the horror and like trying to understand what was happening, it would have been awful. How do you kind of feel about everything that's happened?
They didn't really touch my body the same day, but my heart is very, very hurt.
I actually lost a good friend of mine.
I feel sorry for people who left behind, and I think sometimes maybe I could help others to go out there with me, and it's sad.
And I always felt very safe and very powerful, but they really took it from me.
And I feel sad for people I know that didn't survive that day. My ex-girlfriend got murdered there.
I think of them all the time. I have like very vivid dreams ever since it happened.
I heard from my girlfriend, I'm screaming at the night like they're shooting at us. I never had it in my life. Never.
It made me face new demons in myself that I don't think will ever go away.
This area is where Hamas staged their 7th of October attack. So the festival really wasn't far from here, but this is also where Hamas went into people's homes and they kidnapped, they killed, and they raped people. You can see the result. Israel declared war on Hamas, and you can hear the bombings here, you can hear the gunfire, you can see the smoke at the border. And this whole area basically just feels like death. You've got the death from the attacks here on the 7th of October, but then you've also got the thousands and thousands of deaths in Gaza. We don't even know how many people have died in Gaza, but the one thing we definitely know for sure is that it's innocent victims on both sides that are caught up in the human cost of this war. Do you feel like the government represents you at all?
The current one? No.
I didn't choose to be born Jewish. I didn't choose to be born in Israel. I just did. And it doesn't mean anything about me except from, the stamp in my passport.
I didn't choose it, never. And there were 4 elections in the last 2 years. I was against it before the war, and now I'm even more against it.
It doesn't represent me at all. I believe in humanity, I believe in the people, I believe in women. Everything we see abroad right now with the rising of anti-Semitism, it's really, really frightening.
I mean, I'm not sure how honest I can answer this in front of a camera, but I will gently say that I'm deeply disappointed by how we managed to defend ourselves when we needed to.
Maybe because we attacked Gaza right now, so we're afraid that Hamas will hurt the hostages.
Gaza is being bombed at the moment. 1, the amount of innocent civilians that are dying, but 2, is there not a risk of killing the hostages there?
We, as the IDF, our top priority is to bring the hostages home. We also need to completely dismantle Hamas. And at the same time, we care about the people of Gaza. We're doing whatever we can to encourage them to move to safer areas, to evacuate. It's just an insanely complex, really insanely complex situation.
I think what keeps me personally optimistic is that, and maybe I'm wrong, but Eden is still a civilian and she's a woman, so I want to believe that they don't hurt her. And also I have an intuition. She's still my little sister, and I think the bond between us is very strong.
You still feel connected to her?
I still feel connected to her, and I feel that she's alive, and I want to believe that she will come back home to us.
Do you hope that there will be peace?
I hope very much.
In Judaism, we have a phrase which says, "Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha," which means you love your other, the other one in front of you, like you love yourself. That's like, the simplest level of what I think it needs to be here.
And before the war, I was more optimistic about the idea of peace between us and them. But I hope that one day we could make it.